Good evening, everyone. Decided to do a live today outside. Just today, want to talk quickly about taking risks. So, I've been taking risks probably my whole life, just the way I am. And if you know my personality, that's just how I am. But I saw a video by Gary Vee recently, and just something hit me where he said that if you're in your 20s, that's the time you should be taking the most risks in your life, because and that time is when you're developing your life. You're setting yourself up for your future, right? A lot of people are going to college, that's a risk in itself, is right, as well. That's yourself setting yourself up for the success in your future, right? And you don't know yourself, you don't know what you like and things like that until you start taking those risks, right? And of course, you want to take risks that are towards your goals. You don't want to be doing anything dumb, but hey, maybe you do need to take those dumb risks, just so you know that whatever it is that you did was something that you like, or maybe that you don't, right? And if you don't take the risk, it's always going to be in the back of your mind of, man, I should have done this, or I should have done this, or not. And then when you get older, a lot of people, you start to take less risks and you feel sorry for yourself, right? So the quicker you do this, the less you can feel sorry for yourself, and you can learn something of what you like or not, right? And a lot of times, for me personally, it turned out to be success. For example, when I was 20 years old, so almost 10 years ago now, I'll be 30 next month. Wow. Is that I started a business, right? And I had to invest $3,000 initially to start the business. And then I invested about another couple thousand in equipment and supplies, right? Now, back then, especially at 20 years old, the mindset I had, the friends association, that was a huge risk. It was scary. And I was like, this is $5,000, man. You know what I could do with $5,000? A lot, especially at 20. I could have spent that money on video games, on partying, on drinks, on a new couch, on a car, right? On just a lot of, just silly things that, people at 20 spend their money on, right? But I said, man, you know what? I'm going to start this business because I have big goals and I have a family. At the time, my younger son was just born, and then my oldest son was about 3 or 4 years old. So, I wasn't like everybody else, and I had a responsibility as a parent for my children at 20. So I decided that I'm going to invest, in myself and in this business. And you know what? It was fucking scary. I'll tell you that. I don't know anything about business. School doesn't teach you. No one in my family owns any businesses, nothing. It was a complete leap of faith. And I stuck with it. It was difficult, especially in the beginning. I was challenged a lot, especially with bigger clients and, more professional people who, look down on you, especially me being Latino and young. I was taking advantage of it a lot, but I learned a lot. So I'm grateful for it. But if I never took those risks, I would have never gained that experience, right? And now to this day, in that business alone, I've probably made over $300,000 to $400,000, right? So do you think me spending $5,000 initially was worth it? Yeah, hell yeah, it was, right? And all the things that, I learned from it, and the things I do today is because I started that, right? So just start taking risks, right? Start doing things that, that scare you. That's man, it's if you're thinking about things, for example, if you've ever been thinking about starting a business, just do it. Start the business, right? Just see what the first steps are, right? Just go slow, and you won't regret it, because not only is it, of course, your initial reason for starting a business, obviously to make more money, which is, yes, if you're looking to make more money, then yes, start a business. You're not going to be making a lot of money in the job, and again, it's what do you mean by a lot of money? Well, that's up to you to decide. For me, minimum of $100,000, right? So, take these risks. You won't regret it. Another example I would say is, for example, I've been scared to do skydiving for my whole life, right? And I'm going to be skydiving here in a couple months because it's fucking scary and it's a risk, right? But it's something I want to do, and something I want to get, a challenge I want to get past, right? But I know it's just the fear of, heights or whatever it is that I want to conquer, right? So you've been following me things, I do a lot of crazy things, my cold training, all that. So this is just another part of my training for me. And I know once, I get out of that plane, I've watched, for example, Will Smith say as well, is you feel bliss, you feel freedom from it, but you have to take the risk. You have to take the leap. You have to jump, right? But if you don't jump, you don't take the risk, you're never going to know. So just today's message is start taking risks, people. You won't regret it.